the honor of all creatures in the world. May He send peace, blessings, and salutations to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your brothers and sisters in Islam, as we wind up, we have been saying, Ashukuru linnas ala atayahum ilayna. We should thank people for what they have done for us. We should thank people for what they did for us, as a man, as a woman, as children, as parents, as a wife, as a husband. You should thank any person who stood with you in difficult situation. You had nothing to do. The whole world was running away. Your friends were leaving you. Your relatives were not bothering. You should thank those people who stood with you in difficult situation. And that's what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling us. The Prophet said, "Man sana'a ilaykum ma'rufa fakafi'u." Whoever does something good for you, you should thank that person. Let's say that person has bought for you a bottle of water. You also do the same. Go and buy for him a bottle of soda. Someone has bought for you a trouser. Please go and buy for him a shirt. Man sana'a ilaykum ma'rufa fakafi'u. And if you do so, you'll be considered, you'll be counted as someone who has thanked the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as someone who has thanked the person who helped you in the time when you was yearning. Your brothers and sisters in Islam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam continued telling us, فَإِن لَمْ تَجِدُوا مَا تُكَافِئُونَهُ. And if you don't find what you can give that person, because the only way you can thank a person who helped you is to get something and you give it to him. So, فَإِن لَمْ تَجِدُوا مَا تُكَافِئُونَهُ. If you don't find what you can give that person, فَادْعُوا لَهُ حَتَّى تَرَوْا أَنَّكُمْ قَدْ كَافَأْتُمُوهُ. Try as you can to pray that person. Pray for his protection. You say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bless so and so, bless my friend so and so, protect his child, protect his wife, protect his family, bless him in whatever he's doing, bless his job. If you do so, you'll be considered, you'll be counted as a person who has thanked that person for what he did for you. So, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given us a shortcut. What we have to use to thank those people who helped us. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam continued saying that if you feel like you have no so many words to express your happiness to that person, please use this dua. It is the simplest and the shortest dua which can help you, which can present whatever you want to say, whatever you want to pray to that person. You say, Jazakallahu khaira. May the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you goodness in whatever you are doing. Your brothers and sisters in Islam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in another narration, وَقَالَ مَنْ أُعْطِيَ عَطَاءً. Whoever gives you something, فَلْيَجِزِ بِهِ. Make sure as you can that you do something good for that person. If someone does something good for you, make sure that you do also good. Don't just march out, don't be silent. فَلْيَجِزِ بِهِ وَمَنْ لَمْ يَجِدْ. If you don't find what you can do, what you can give that person, فَلْيُثْنِي. Talk about him in front of the gathering. Talk about in front of his friends. Talk about anywhere that so and so helped me in the time when I was yearning. I had no one to save me in the difficult situation I was facing. فَإِنَّ مَنْ أَثْنَى. Because whoever talks about that person who helped him, فَقَدْ شَكَرُ. You will be counted as person who has thanked him in a good way. وَمَنْ كَتَمْ فَقَدْ كَفَرُ. And whoever doesn't, who acts silently and don't talk about that person, you will be considered as someone who has denied what that person helped you. Dear brothers and sisters, as we wind up, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a thankful man. There are so many occasions which we can mention one by one, but when we start mentioning them, you will see that we can even reach at night, but we want to see just one, and that is which was reported to us by Aisha radiyallahu anha. Aisha radiyallahu anha said, ما غرت على نساء النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما غرت على نساء النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إلا على خديجة. I have never felt any envy, any bad to any or to all wives of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam except for Khadija. إلا على خديجة وإني لم أدركها. And for me, unfortunately, I didn't find Khadija in marriage. I came when Khadija had already died a long time ago. وإني لم أدركها. قالت وَكَانَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم. But he's saying, what I want to tell you is that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, إِذَا ذَبَحَ الشَّاةَ, when he could slaughter a goat, يقول, he could say, أَرْسِلُوا بِهَا إِلَىٰ أَصْدِقَاءِ خَدِيجَةَ. Please take this meat to those who are friends, of Khadija, those who are friends of my wife, my beloved wife Khadija. أرسلوا بها إلى أصدقاء خديجة. قالت فأغضبته يوما. Aisha رضي الله عنها said that once I became angry just because of hearing what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying us. He's talking about Khadija who died long time ago. Yet for us we are around. We are doing whatever he wants to do. And said فَقُلُّ خَدِيجَةَ. And I questioned the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that why are you talking about Khadija who died long time ago, when for us we are present, we are doing whatever you want. فَقُلْتُ خَدِيجَةَ فَقَالَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not take long. He replied to his wife, إِنِّي قَدْ رُزِقْتُ حُبَّهَا. Indeed, I was favored with the love of Khadija. Khadija was a good wife. He could take care of me. He loved me so much. إِنِّي قَدْ رُزِقْتُ حُبَّهَا. I enjoyed her wealth. I did whatever I wanted. إِنِّي قَدْ رُزِقْتُ حُبَّهَا. Indeed, Khadija was a good wife. In case, if I could face any trouble, any challenge, Khadija could console my heart. So, we're asking ourselves, how many men who thank their wives? You have stayed your wife for so long. You started with your wife in the situation when you had no money, in a state of poverty. You had no money for rent. You had no money for everything. You had no possibility of buying whatever. Buying lunch. If you buy lunch, you don't think whether you will be able to present supper. That woman stood with you in all those situations, in difficult situations. Have you ever thanked that woman? Do you have that hope of thanking that woman? Most of us, we have a belief of marrying the second wife, and then you abandon this one, which is not bad. You abandon this woman, and you start denying to pay tuition for her children. You fail to pay rent for the house. You fail to buy food for the family, and so many other things. But we are saying that as a Muslim brother and sister, or as a pious person, you should always know how to thank people who stand with you in difficult situations. Always remember to tell people who stood with you in difficult situations that my people, my friend, you stood with me in a space when I was looking for someone to save me when it's nowhere to be seen. The whole world had gone far away from where I am. Thank you so much. And that's what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling us to do all the time as Muslim brothers and sisters. هذا وصلوا وسلموا رحمكم الله على الهادي البشير والسراج المنير كما أمركم ربكم جل وعلا فقال عز من قائل إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم